Hello, welcome back to the third part of me reading books in a silly accent. Today, oh my voice. Today it is still Pride and Prejudice, chapter 3, in an English accent, generic English accent, because I don't know how to do regional ones on command. Not all that was bad. Not all that Mrs. Bennet, however, with the assistance of her 5 daughters, could ask on the subject. What? How is the sentence supposed to be like stressed? Wait, let me read through this. Oh, okay. Not all that Mrs. Bennet, however, with the assistance of her 5 daughters, could ask on a subject was sufficient to draw from her husband any satisfactory description of Mr. Bingley. They attacked him in various ways, with barefaced questions, ingenious suppositions. What? How do you say that? Look up new words. Supposition? Supposition? Forgive me, I don't know how to say this word. And distance. Surmises. I don't know how to say that. But he eluded the skills of them all. That was so bad. Apologies to all the English people in the world that have seen this video. And they were at last obliged to accept this second-hand. What? How is my English accent this bad? Second-hand intelligence of their neighbour, Lady Lucas. Her report was highly favourable. Sir William had been delighted with him. He was quite young, wonderfully handsome, extremely agreeable, and, to crown the whole, he meant to be at the next assembly with a large party. Nothing could be more delightful. To be fond of dancing was a certain step towards falling in love, and very lively hopes of Mr. Bingley's heart were entertained. My English accent is like so bad. I don't think I've done an English accent in like many months. In a few days, Mr. Bingley returned to Mr. Bennet's visit. In a few days, Mr. Bingley returned Mr. Bennet's visit and sat about 10 minutes with him in his library. He has entertained hopes of being admitted to a sight of the young ladies. Of those beauty he had heard much, but he saw only the father. The ladies, I just ate yogurt and it's making my voice crack. The ladies were somewhat more fortunate, I am so sorry, everyone. For they had the advantage of discerning from an upper window. You know what? I'm giving up. How about American accent or whatever accent I have naturally? The ladies were somewhat more fortunate, for they had the advantage of discerning from an upper window. Bro. Please be entertained by my mistakes and not disillusioned by it. Delusional? No, I don't know. Discerning from an upper window that he wore a blue coat and rode a black horse. An invitation to dinner was soon afterwards dispatched, and already has Mrs. Bennet planned the courses that were to do credit to her housekeeping. When an answer arrived which deferred it when it when an answer arrived which deferred it all. What does deferred mean? Let's look it up. Deferred means to put off to a later time, postpone. Oh, so like she has already planned the house cleaning so that she can impress Mr. Bingley by the time the letter from Mr. Bingley in reply arrived to her saying, no, I can't make it. Okay, that's why. That's what I mean. Mr. Bingley was obliged to be in town the following day and consequently unable to accept the honour of their invitation, etc. Mr. Bennet was quite disconcerted. She could not imagine what business he could have in town. He could have in town. He could have in town. So soon after his arrival in Hertfordshire,